Good morning everyone, and welcome back to the Netherlands for the World Championships. Quarterfinals now, 6 segments of 16 boards over 2 days. So this is a match between Iceland and the Netherlands. With me in the commentary box I have 2 gentlemen from Australia, rich partners in real life. A very good evening to Ben Thompson and Bill Jacobs.
Hello everyone.
Hi everybody.
So, we are getting Jorgensen, Einarsson against Muller, Wijs. So we will have our work cut out for us here, because they both play rather complicated precision system as far as I know. You have the cards, Bill, perhaps?
I'm going to have to fetch them again.
The Tarzan precision system that Muller Wijs play is based on the old symmetric relay system invented by Roy Kerr of New Zealand. So if you're lucky enough to be able to find some notes on that, he's a professor of mathematics and he expresses things in a very clear and concise way. It's great reading. I used to play symmetric relay with my old partner Robert Fruworth.
Yes, and they name the system the Tarzan Club. And if you're old enough, you will also know why. If you put West name and East name together, you'll get Wijs Muller. Does that ring a bell? Well, if it doesn't, let me tell you that Johnny Muller was the first Tarzan.
And an Olympic gold medalist. Must be a good sign for the Netherlands.
Yeah, swimming. He was a very good swimmer. That's right.
There must be something wrong.
Something wrong?
What? Yes, I can understand this auction.
Oh, that's terrible. So you're in the wrong room. Do they actually bid the suits they have?
Yes.
Bill, would you balance with the West Hand?
No, I don't think so. Would you?
No, I don't think so either. Ben, you're a little too close to the microphone, if you can do something about that.
The 3 small spades is pretty ugly, isn't it? And you know your partner's going to have at least 3 as well. It's a brave balance, but it has pushed them a level higher.
Yes, there's a pretty good chance that we'll get all the comparisons in this room. Muller is right up there, you know, my top 10 list of slow players. He's actually tied first with P.O. Sunderling from Sweden, so this may take a while.
Guys, your voices broke up for me a little bit, so forgive me if I'm repeating what you said. The layout is a little bit unfortunate in there's a club rough available, but it is with the natural trump trick and there's no second entry to the west hand to get a further rough and get that trump trick back. Good switch by Wijs. He kind of knows that if declarer has small clubs only, then the only really good way to beat this is to get rid of as many trumps as possible and control the spade roughs. If partner's getting a club rough, then it's not likely to lead to enough tricks for the defence. So good switch.
Bill and Ben, how significant is a carryover of 14 imps in a match over 96 balls?
Well, it's better plus 16, was it 16, than minus 16. But, well, it's a game swing and a half, isn't it? Who's got the carryover, Roland?
The Netherlands, you can see that. We did carry it forward. You can see 0 to 14 already.
14, yep. And that was a result of their head-to-head match in the qualifying or something like that?
Yeah, a third of the difference, of the imp difference. They won by 42 actually.
I think the potential carry forward is probably the best way to choose your quarter-final opponent, but realistically it's 96 boards. I don't think either side is going to be overly interested in the size of the carry forward. It's really just, you know, a winning or losing finesse in a random game.
So the Netherlands had the choice of who? Iceland, Sweden and USA 2 perhaps?
USA 1. Italy selected first and went for China. Netherlands selected second and went for Iceland. Then USA 2 chose that to choose between Israel and USA 1, and they chose Israel. And that left Sweden, and they chose Sweden, so that left USA 1 and Israel to play against each other.
So certainly the Netherlands might have chosen Iceland rather than Sweden, perhaps based on the 14 imps. I suspect that's quite a close decision they would have had.
Yes, I suppose so. But I also think that they, well, perhaps would have a greater chance against Iceland than against Sweden. Sweden is considered a better team. But never underestimate the Iceman.
Fourth, of course, is the death position for getting quarter-final opponents. Inevitably, the first three choose the least challenging they can think of the remaining teams in 5th through 8th. So inevitably, there's some very strong team that finishes somewhere in 5th through 8th, and poor old 4th gets stuck with some very challenging opponent. The Wijs defended the whole hand, hoping that his partner had led from Jack 9-8 of clubs rather than 8-7 doubles. Didn't work out so well for him, but I don't think he'll be too worried about it. It's just an over trick.
This is very good for us, gentlemen. We now have Rob Heller with us, and he is an expert on the Thompson club system. Isn't that a relief? Yeah, we have the strong club. 15 plus for them. 1 diamond, 0 to 8. Sorry, you can read all that. It's still nice to get, you know, get the bits right away. 2 spades, 16 to 18, 6 plus spades. So you graded that hand kind of, you know, from 15 to 16. They play at 12:15 when no clock, so this is an upgrade.
I think Wijs is going to like the look of his hand, 3-card space of forward, singles and heart. And Muller's going to like the King of Hearts that's well placed, although it turns out not to be so well placed. They make it, yeah, they did get the game. Game, of course, is extremely challenging. If Einarsson leaves the Ace of Hearts, that will improve things dramatically, but even then, declarer has to navigate the diamond suit, which they can do via an intra-finesse. Einarsson's actually end-played in a strange way. Even cashing the Ace of Clubs, which doesn't immediately blow a trick, leaves him still on lead and with a very challenging continuation. If he switches to a spade, then that gives declarer an entry to the board to set up the clubs. If he cashes the Ace of Hearts, it's obviously bad. If he switches to a diamond, he clears up the diamond suit for declarer. This may well make.
Yes, and we can see the double dummy defense. Low club lead. But no one would find that.
Einarsson going for the simple defence there of giving partner a club rough. He's got no way telling if partner played the low card from just the low card or King X, so not unreasonable.
true. Now we've got two world champions at this table. Here's some trivia. Who are they? And when did they become world champions?
Well, it's funny you should ask that, because there's a quiz on bridgewinners.com about this very matter. And I have a feeling that East and perhaps one of North or South are world champions. The one of North or South will be, no, I can't remember when it is, 91? Something like that.
You're very close to the truth, Bill. Adalsteinn Jorgensen is a world champion from 1991 when Iceland won the Bermuda Bowl in Japan. And Bauke Muller was in the Dutch team that won the Bermuda Bowl in the year after, 1992, in Chile.
And Muller was playing with De Boer, was it? And Jorgensen was probably playing with somebody whose name ended in Son.
Oh, that's a good guess. Very good guess. In fact, the Icelanders have 3 world champions in that team, still going strong. Adalsteinn and Jorgensen also there. They weren't partners then. Quite amazing. Country like Iceland, here they are again. 300,000 inhabitants. Isn't it amazing to have all those strong bridge players?
Could the defence perhaps have caused trouble here by winning the heart in North's hand and plumping another heart, forcing dummies entry early? Ben, what do you think on that, or Roland?
Sounds good to me.
Oh, I think lead a club, aiming to ditch some losers, and if Jorgensen roughs, you over rough, draw a trump, rough a heart, cash the club, ditching a diamond, and you're good.
It's clear why the defence have tried this. Let the 6 of hearts win. Jorgensen was hoping to promote perhaps a Jack Doubleton spade in partner's hand.
Muller can ditch on this. There's essentially, it's pretty close to no layout detection shooting if you take the diamond pitch on this. He may be wondering to himself why Jorgensen bid 1 heart rather than 2 hearts. Vulnerability, of course, will have something to do with it, but he may start worrying about Jorgensen being 3-5, 3-2, or that sort of distribution. I think that's unlikely. I think it's unlikely that Jorgensen would rough with the Queen of Spades looking at Queen third. So I think the indications are that Jorgensen has a maximum of 1 spade left. So I think Muller's confident that he'll be able to draw one trump, ruff 2 hearts on the board, and cash the queen of clubs.
Yes, there only seems to be a danger if North has 3 trumps, therefore threatening the queen of clubs. And as you point out, that's a very unlikely holding on this defence.
So, 10 imps to the Netherlands, same country going 1 down in the other room. The play was pretty much the same in the other room, wasn't it? I failed to spot the difference really. Where?
Well, he overruffed the queen of spades.
Yes.
Prior to that, it was card for card the same.
Yes. So 1 heart chance of response, I suppose, Bill? The other card, shown spades.
Yeah, it's a positive with spades.
Right.
Sorry, general hand with spades. I had one of the other systems mixed up where they play natural-ish club, standard type club or more polished type club, and then they play 1 diamond with all the very full range of polished responses, 0 to 6 or 0 to 8 without a major and blah blah blah.
Oh, 5 hearts, that's some bit. These colours, red on white.
So that 4 spades on the previous hand was pretty
Face value, that looks like an extreme 5 heart bid red against green with a couple of doubles and poor shape. But I think holding 6 hearts, for sure they're not going to have enough juice in hearts to cube you up for money. So it's quite likely to put the pressure on and give them a very ugly problem about whether or not to bid slam. So I like 5 hearts, even though there are dangers associated.
Sort of the law of total tricks bit, isn't it? Got 11 or 12 card fit. Bid to 11 card contract.
True, but you would like a singleton for that bit, wouldn't you? These colours, I mean.
Yes, it'd be nice to have a hand.
In the other room, driver more or less just punted 6 spades over 4 spades. His partner was able to bid 4 spades at some point.
Yes, partners, singles and ace of hearts was a severe disappointment.
Well, as for South here, I think he should pass. I mean, partner is under pressure, and you can't know what's right or wrong, so when fixed, stay fixed. A nice swing back to Iceland.
Yeah, and these kind of high-level, very competitive auctions where anyone can be making anything, maximising your chance of going plus is good. So I think 5 spades is a good choice, and passing 5 spades is also a good choice.
You remember, Ben, about a year and a half ago, where you and I talked a bit about Iceland and volcanoes? What about getting through to my co-commentators online?
Yep, I heard the question.
Einarsson's not doubled, so he knows that there's not a lot of danger in playing trumps. They're likely to be 2-2 or perhaps on a third and a singles nonna. And from there he should be able to navigate the diamond suit and or the club suit very easily.
Ben, can you hear me? I don't think so. I don't think he can hear his co-commentators. I had a feeling before when he started talking over Bill. Bill, could you message him, phone him?
You notice that Einarsson very carefully unblocked the 8 of spades on the first round of trumps, and then noticed that actually the 6 was bigger than all of the pips and dummy, so he didn't bother unblocking it, unblocking the 9 next time around.
Bill, please. He really needs to reboot because he can't hear us. So, lead down to 7. So Iceland has gained 7 in the set so far. Remember that Netherlands were 14 imps ahead before they started, carry over from the round robin.
Just back on board too, I finally worked out why that was a 10 imp swing, because the play went card for card in both rooms until North ruffed with the Queen of Spades. In the closed room, the Icelandic declarer over-ruffed and played 1 round of trumps and took his 2 heart ruffs and his club discard, his discard on the club, but eventually he had to exit with a diamond. And believe it or not, South's 8 of spades was the setting trick on a promotion. Such a little error made, but Muller at this table discarded a diamond on the Queen of Spades, and that prevented the promotion.
Yeah. Interesting. So Ben, are you back with us and can you hear us? Guess not.
He did message me that he's rebooted.
Yes, I saw that. He left and came back, but it didn't seem to help.
"12 tricks is a lot in spades. I'll do well to match that."
Yes. Friends in Australia seem to have a problem. Connection. You here now, Bill?
Yes, I am. I'm as confused as Declarer on how to play this hand.
Yes, it's not an easy hand to play.
I guess you just accept that you're going to lose a long heart trick. So perhaps 2 rounds of spades and, well, he can't really plug away at the diamonds, can he? Because 2 rounds of spades...
The danger of that is that if the third round of diamonds gets...
Yeah.
Yes, you've got to give up.
He's now going to have to cross the jack of diamonds and exit a spade. He can't afford to have the third round of diamonds roughed and leave him playing to drop the queen of clubs, although in fact it works.
Ben, can you hear Bill and me now? You can't. That is a problem.
Bad.
It is bad, yes.
Fortunately, his comment was spot on. And Declarer has played the third spade.
But he must be wondering why he's the only one talking in that case. He should realise that he can't hear us.
Yeah, I'll message him again.
So, strong club again? I'd like to hear Rob's explanation of one spade. Ah, and here it is immediately. 0 to 5 points and denies 4 more spades.
Is West allowed to bid with his 0 count here?
He must.
We've had a swing on every board. How will we generate a swing on this one? Oh, here we have. Half that and 2 hearts.
Yes. a very good game, of course, particularly when you know East has all the values. Then the King of Diamonds must be on, but I mean, without the 10 of diamonds, you couldn't have made it. So it's really luck of the draw, isn't it?
Yeah, not clear that North-South did anything wrong on that auction. And looking at the auction in the other table, there was just a lot more activity. Perhaps East-West bidding, or lack of bidding here, was kind of made it tough for them to get to 4 hearts under their own steam.
No, I think they both had marginal decisions. There was nothing wrong with 2 hearts and nothing wrong with passing 2 hearts.
Not really. I mean, clubs haven't been bid against you, so the 7 of clubs, I mean, you don't really expect that to always hit ace to 3 rather than king jack or some less helpful holding like that.
Really? I don't think East passed there. When a trump rather shows 13 to 15 or can be a good 12. North would come in now with the majors.
Double is a lot better by West than a 2-no trump bid, because here with the double, which shows the minors, just like presumably 2-no trumps would have, East can relay it back and get to the longer minor. Whereas if he'd bid 2-no trumps, there would have been some danger of them playing the 7-card club fit.
And West may choose to pass this. Remember, the opponents chose spades over hearts, so he shouldn't be too worried about hearts.
Well, I'd be kind of surprised if 2-no trumps was intended as, or will be taken as natural there. I would have thought most people would have played a more scrambling style like happened in the other room.
Yes, and I think 2-no trump was, but that device took a view and passed it. You see, it was natural. Well, this isn't easy either. I mean, you'd like to get 3 club tricks if they're 3-3. Problem is they attacked your only entry. I suspect he'll go after diamonds, hoping that they break.
Yeah, it's pretty horrible, isn't it? Clubs is the stronger suit, but diamonds is the longer suit. You don't really want to go after either of them, but you have to choose one, and neither is going to work too well.
He would also like to duck the lead in case spades are 5-3. He may want to let the jack hold and take the second spade and then play a diamond.
Yeah, look, I think he'll win the king of spades either at the first or second round of the suit, and I reckon he'll play the jack of diamonds, hoping that North has on a doubleton or maybe on a singleton in diamonds.
Yeah. I think he would duck. Oh, we didn't expect that, Bill. That he would win in hand.
It's nice to be wrong together, Roland. I like having company there.
Yes, yes. Now, they play standard count, this North-South pair, so North will know the partner has an odd number of clubs, so he will duck the second as well. Oh, I don't believe this. Right. He'll duck this. Oh. I don't believe this either, really.
Well, the spade is an entry, so he knows he can't do anything about it.
So that gives him 3 clubs and 2 spades. 5. 1 diamond 6 and 1 heart 7. Can't see how he can get an 8. Yeah. Trying to do a spill set, hoping for a doubleton honor on side.
Yeah, he's kind of done the same thing as we kind of recommended. He's just done it in a slightly different order. And if the diamonds did behave with something like a doubleton or singleton on it, he'd still be in pretty good shape here to make the contract.
Yeah, they had to give him a hard trick no matter what. So, 1 down it is.
So it's a bit more complicated than strong club, I guess.
Yes, I think Ben said something about that. Okay, kind of a Polish style. One club, often the 12-14 balance hand.
Actually, it looks like they're playing a pretty straightforward 2/1 system.
With transfer responses to 1 club. 1 spade usually showing exactly 3.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's a pretty standard club system. 2/1 system probably includes transfers responses to 1 club these days. Becoming more and more common.
Straightforward auction. When playing transfer responses, of course. And playing natural, 1 club, 1 spade, 1 no trump, 4 spades. Alternatively, 1 club, 1 spade, 2 spades, 4 spades. Not really sure why Norse checked back in the other room with 2 diamonds over 1 no trump rebid. He knew it was going to play in spades all along, I suppose. Could partner have a singleton spade for his 1 no trump rebid, perhaps? But even so, he probably want to be in spades, 4 spades.
Perhaps he was flirting with the expert 3 no trump contract as a possibility. I mean, there are hands that opposite that north hand that would belong in 3 no trumps. Give partner, you know, weakish hearts or clubs, and you could be off that suit. Or you could say give him weakish hearts. You could be off 3 heart tricks and 1 other. So have 9 tricks in 3 no trumps, but perhaps only 9 tricks in 4 spades. And you can construct hands that belong in 3 no trumps.
That's right. Spectre suggesting that maybe he was looking for slam. No, I don't think so. He didn't. He didn't have the cards for slam.
Hi everybody, I'm back. I think my otherwise delightful daughter was doing some heavy YouTubing, which explains my connection problems. Hopefully it's better now.
Well, we can hear you fine. The only question is, can you hear us?
I can hear you beautifully, Roland.
Wow. At long last. So what were you saying? Your daughter did something to you, or what? Or to your computer? Or?
Well, she was using her laptop to have a look at her favourite music on YouTube. So she was enjoying that very much, but it was interrupting us a little bit.
Well, I hope she's been sent to bed without any supper.
Absolutely.
I made her eat one of my Hungarian grandfather's favourite dishes. And she wasn't very keen, but she took it very well.
Would you all balance for 2 hearts there? Would you consider double or even 1-0 trump? Queen 1 is often a good holding.
For me, I think 2 hearts first. I like to get the 5-card major on the table if I can. Then 1-0 trump. I agree with you, Roland. Queen X is an excellent holding to defend. And double third for me on this occasion.
Yeah, I don't think double can be right either. Partner bids 2 of a minor, and you just feel terribly uncomfortable. Even worse, he bids 3 of the minor. Now you're wondering whether you should introduce your hearts or not, because you might have a game. So I don't like the double at all there.
Yep, I agree with you. I wouldn't have doubled. But I might have bid 1-0 trump if that is 11 to 14.
Do you play a lot of mixed pairs, Roland?
Mixed pairs? Yes, obviously. My partner's not allowed to bid no trumps, and preferably not majors either.
Transfers from one side only then?
Correct.
So 2 hearts feels like a dangerous bid, a poorish hand with poorish hearts. But it's not that dangerous, because if hearts are stacked against you, it's most likely to be on your right, and at least that's underneath your heart holding. If left-hand opponent has hearts, then, well, you're not in any immediate danger unless somehow your right-hand opponent balances with a double, which admittedly did happen here. So I don't think the 2-heart bid here is that dangerous, which would be the main reason for avoiding it in favour of perhaps 1-0 trump.
So Bill and I obviously are long-term bridge partners, and this kind of hand highlights exactly the difference between our philosophies on the game. I look at this hand and I think, well, I could have the best hand at the table. Bill looks at this hand and says, goodness me, I could be in a lot of trouble.
I understand both of you.
Well, we're both crazy in our own special way.
Yeah. Now, Einarsson will probably switch to a trump now. The Queen 1, not worth anything anyway. Declarer has ace-king, so you might as well switch to a trump. I think he will switch to the 9 of spades.
I think Einarsson's already leaning that way. He's just working it through to make sure it's the right play. I'm confident you're right, Roland, that he'll produce the 9 of spades. It's always good to be proven wrong early.
Yeah, but I can't really see the purpose switching to dominant. Now he knows it's wrong. So now he knows the Kirara doesn't have the Queen of Hearts.
Well, I guess he was trying to destroy the entries to dummies long clubs, but I think that's a very long furrow or whatever to plough.
Maybe he thought that Declarer had Queen third of hearts from his partner's failure to raise, and partner had led from 3 small, and therefore there was no ruff to stop. I did notice the written commentator suggesting that maybe North might have bid 3 hearts.
I think he's making this now.
What if you're playing standard leads? What do you lead from 3 small in partner's suit when you haven't raised his suit? Ben and I lead a low one. We give the count card. Maybe North-South do the same, and it was a little bit ambiguous from South's point of view of what the heart layout was.
Yes. It's a matter of agreement here. Well, you should lead low unless you have an honor. I lead the same from C small and honor to 3, playing 3rd and 5th.
This is where the Slavinsky leads that are played by some top pairs come into their own. In this case, the low lead playing Slavinsky would either have been 3 to an honour or a Doubleton, essentially in some way encouraging the suit. Whether that would have helped South here, I'm not sure. I think it probably might have. It was a pretty big swing though for that trick 2 play.
This is the kind of hand we love to see. Big shape, misfits, poor breaks, could be blood everywhere.
Oh, goody. That's what we're here for.
Well, Muller's passed the first test. He's failed to open his quite good-looking 6-5.
pretty bloody in the closed room. 4 hearts doubled making. This one might end with a whimper in 2 hearts.
Yeah, aggression pays off here again because cards line rather well for you. Very well even, although the Queen of Hearts is offside, hearts for 1. But you have 2 minused queens on side and you need them both.
I think East-West can defeat 4 hearts, but they have to get a couple of rounds of trumps in. By contrast, South has to get exactly 1 round of trumps done so that he can ruff his 4th club. But if he plays the trump himself, of course, West has the opportunity to play a second one.
But will that help then? Can't you always take 4 heart tricks? 3
You've still got the timing to get the 3rd diamond trick.
They can't play everything. They can't play trumps and spades at the same time.
Well, I think he's actually got to play 3 clubs and 2 hearts at the same time. He's got to knock out enough clubs to make it necessary to cash 3 diamonds, which he can then ruff the 3rd round of. So maybe 4 hearts is cold.
Wow.
One hell of a lead
3
directing,
spades?
isn't it?
My God. The 5 card suit? Vulnerable? My God.
He must suspect that 1 spade was a psych.
Surely he's bid this for the lead. It's a remarkable bid, this vulnerability.
So I guess strangely, Deweese's best lead is a diamond, threatening the diamond ruff, but De Cleyre can counter by playing a spade and knocking out the entry to the east hand. Not that I think a diamond lead is likely. I think spade lead is pretty clear now. Poor old Jorgensen, it looks like both Muller and Einarsson believed that he'd psyched his spade, and look at his spade suit. It's a very good spade suit.
I guess East would be thinking about leading his club and hopefully getting a rough with his singleton heart, taking one more trick in the wash somewhere. Doesn't seem very likely that his partner's got the ace of clubs, but it's certainly possible.
It's more likely that his partner has the second spade than declarer. It's relatively unlikely declarer would be enthusiastic about bidding 4 hearts with a doubles and small spade.
Yes, well in that case I think he should switch to a club. Hope that basically you transport that ace of hearts into clubs, so West still has a heart trick and the club rough will beat the contract.
Yeah, I agree with that. Go with the simple defence. You just need one thing to happen and it's all good.
But it's certainly predicated on that theory that West has the last spade rather than declarer. I mean, if West has led a singleton, you are surely wanting to continue spades here.
Good duck of the first heart by Wijs, retaining a bit of control and giving Einarsson some communication problems. And for the rugby fans, New Zealand All Blacks, the mighty All Blacks, have just beaten France 8-7 and have won the Rugby Union World Cup. Congratulations to the All Blacks, and ending 24 years of rugby misery.
Eight 7. Did you say?
I was expecting more like 28-7, but I'm sure the Kiwis will take it. Funny, this is a pop-up squeeze on West, but West is already known to have a doubles and diamonds, so it's kind of a pointless pop-up squeeze.
Yes, I was going to say he's got a squeeze that's of no value to him at all. But he plays it anyway, just for practice.
Well, you know, style, flourish, show everyone you know how to do it. It's all good.
Well, Ben, with your positive attitude to bidding, if it goes 1-no trump by East, pass, you're going to have a go at that with that north hand, like they did in the closed room?
Do you want the real answer, or the one that's going to let you sleep at night?
The real answer, please.
Honestly, I wouldn't. If I were 5-4-3-1, I would, but 5-4-2-2 doesn't appeal to me very much.
Oh, what a shame. I was ready with a biting response to your major suit takeout. But North in the closed room, whoever it is, went for it.
It was Driver in the closed room. Very good for him.
Well, I reckon this Dutch team's probably going to make the final, so you've got to look at such bids and take them very seriously. He considers it's a winning choice to back into that auction.
Yeah, I guess as long as partner knows that's real. East-West have chosen to pass out of no trump, so they've already expressed their view on where the hand belongs. So, in principle, if it's a competitive part score hand, then you're the one who has the shape for competing, therefore you should do it.
Yes, I suppose trying to reverse engineer the argument along your lines, partner's got to have at least 10 points. So unless he's got some deadly shortage in the majors, you're not at huge risk of the 1100 point penalty that I was thinking of.
But for me, the danger is that partner, of course, won't necessarily expect he's got this 7 count, and will think, well, maybe West has just got some random 3 count, and it's time for me to raise maybe a bit of game. So there's quite some danger of getting too high and going minus when you were shooting 1 no trump.
Right. So driver has to know that his partner knows that he will bid crazy things like that.
Well, I'm sure it's a partnership style and they understand how they live.
This is Stuart Brink, isn't it? Playing with him. They've been around.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Been partners for many years now, since they were juniors.
I think Einarsson trying to encourage an unsuccessful club finesse into his partner's hand there. Interesting low down exit.
The player is going to make a massive number of tricks.
Like in 8.
Yeah, I think at pairs, Einarsson would have ducked a couple of rounds of clubs and forced Muller to switch to spades and done substantially better, but it seems he's trying to find some magic way to shoot it. So, fair enough, but no biggies here.
Yes, I think only 10 tricks, not 11, so 2 imps to the Dutch.
Yep, more like it. 10 tricks.
The written commentators suggest that that double by West is a support double, but I'm not so convinced of that. This is an overcalling auction, not an opening auction, and I would have just pegged it as a takeout double, which might add up to about the same thing. But personally, I don't play support doubles in this position.
Oh, that's good to hear. Neither do I.
Guess it'll probably be revealed by his bid. If he bids 2 spades, then probably it is a support double.
Well, definitely not. He's just expressing values, so looks like the Wijs' double was, as you said, Bill, just a regular take-out double.
Oh, very thin values for this game, but I'm not sure if there's any beating it.
Yeah, even with both spades offside, the rest fits together very nicely.
The Clara's got some transportation problems here, but the layout of the spades is really quite friendly for him. If he does get over-roughed in a red suit, it's going to be with a natural trump trick. So I think he's going to make this pretty comfortably.
What he can't afford to do is try ducking a spade, roughing a club, and then playing a bunch of diamonds or playing a bunch of hearts. Needs a little bit of care, but I think you're right, Bill. I think he should get home.
Right, he's got to rough both clubs, I think. If he tries to do what you suggest, then South will rough the 3rd diamond and cash a good club with a setting trick.
Yeah, this situation where the rough threatens, you just kind of have to believe it's with a long trump and therefore it's with a natural trump trick.
He's definitely going to have to hope along those lines because he's in a hopeless entry position to do anything else as far as I can tell. So maybe this contract is not done and dusted quite yet.
I think the very big danger is the 6 of spades getting promoted, perhaps. There's some chance if he tries to rough 2 clubs that South will be able to win in the mid-game and pop a 4th club on the table to get roughed by North's 10, leaving South's 6 of spades well placed. So better is to duck a spade, then win the ace of spades and just play out the diamonds from the top. And the counter for the defence is to force dummy to rough when declarer doesn't want to. But if they do that, then Muller's carefully preserve the ace of diamonds in his hand so that he can construct the second rough. But that might be where the problem lies.
Yes, it's very tricky, isn't it? I can make this. I can make this easily. I can see the line, but whether it's the right line or not, I don't know.
So you want to play out the diamonds before playing any spades, Bill, and that will lead to south roughing before you have communication and control difficulties.
I didn't understand any of that. I want to play ace of spades club rough, diamond to the ace club rough, ace king of hearts, and then a diamond.
Oh, but then can't south play...
I've still got the jack of spades to stop your worry about the ten of spades.
Ah, yeah, sure.
That line is so simple, Bill, it can't be right.
I beg your pardon, Roland?
Sorry, just trying to be funny. Yeah, the straightforward line, the simple line, is often the best line. It was a compliment, actually.
Sorry, Roland, I actually didn't hear what you said, so I wasn't trying to be insulted or anything like that. I didn't hear.
No. No insult, no.
It's just totally unclear to me whether the line I suggested is the right line or not. It is pretty. The more we look at this hand, I think the more complicated it gets.
It was a compliment, as I said. I mean, you suggested a simple, straightforward line, so I just said it can't be right. Ironically. You getting me now?
Yep, got it now. And yeah, I think Muller has to consider all the possibilities, simple and complicated. There's a dentist coup in this play as well, the cash of the ace-king of hearts, to stop dummy getting end played in some scenarios. This is a pretty complicated layout.
What you may want to know here that Muller is a mathematician. He goes through all combinations in his head before doing anything, and that's why he is slow. His nickname is the Professor. Did you know that? I kid you not, it is.
No.
Just a nickname, not actually a professor?
No. Well, he might be. I don't think so.
So this is a line we didn't really consider, but it's a very good line. He's likely to be taking out the long trump while leaving the third trump on the board, and he's got communication to both hands. Good line.
But what is this line, assuming a second diamond played at this point? What's his plan?
Well, there's a few approaches. He could win the diamond, ruff a club, spade to the ace, ruff a club, and South is left with a big spade. So this is like your line, Bill, but in reverse. Do the dangerous part early and the safe part late.
Okay, I think I've got it. And perhaps if hearts were 3-3, he's got some alternative possibilities?
Yeah, I think from there just play a small spade out of hand, yeah? He must be fine to play diamonds now, I think. If South is roughing, he's clearly going to be roughing with the other big honour, and if he's not roughing, then his diamonds are cashing and he's getting rid of a club easily.
Well, in that case, you could just as well play another trump. Hit the queen.
Yes, but if North started with a long trump, King 10-1, then he needs to go after diamonds rather than playing a trump. And he'll eventually be able to, well, he'll go diamond, diamond, then ruff a heart in his hand, ruff a club on the board, and lead a spade up, and it'll all be good.
Yes, North could certainly have the king of spades rather than, say, the queen of clubs. So I think that's a good point. This is a very professorial line he's taken, is all I can say.
Really, to be admired. He's doing this single dummy, and he's taken really a very beautiful line on a very delicate hand. So, well done, Mr. Muller. Excuse me, Professor Muller. I just take a quick look at the closed room. I think, Bill, this hand is the flip side of the hand where driver balanced with his 4-5-2-2-7 count. And the closed room brink balanced with his 3-5-1-4-13 count and effectively got passed out there. Is lucky to compete really to 3 hearts and go plus 200. So there's the risk we were talking about.
Very nice indeed. So the balancing method for the Dutch pair is quite wide range, and that carries that risk of not being able to sort of quantify where you how high you should bid.
I guess they've made the partnership decision that the part score battle is more frequent than the decision about bidding game or not, and therefore their money is better invested in getting the part score battle right.
So East-West are putting up a bit of a smoke screen here. I like the removal. I don't know what 2 clubs meant by East, but I like the fact that he's removing 1-no trump on his poor hand and sort of obstructing his opponent somehow. And look at the effect.
Oh my. I think Muller has the plan here, leading the diamond.
Well, even if he doesn't, Wijs has a second chance.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that happen when you've got a stopper in the opponent's suit, in this case spades. You're just unfortunate if you're wide open in some suit they haven't bid, as in this case. This has reversed the swing. I thought the Icelanders were going to catch up a bit here, but it's gone quite the reverse way.
Great lead by Muller. Very logical. He knows that the game is tight on values. He knows that North is looking at a spade stopper and tight values, therefore probably a cashing suit. So why not dream up that your diamond suit is cashing for your side?
Wonder what the double of 2 clubs was. Maybe a simpler bid would have been just 2 hearts. Bid what you've got. I mean, it's kind of neither fish nor fowl, the double of 2 clubs, is it? He doesn't have a super strong hand. He doesn't have a great club suit. Seems a strange choice. Okay, it's been explained as general strength there, 15 plus, which he didn't have.
Compensating trick source.
Right, he had the general strength, but then 2 hearts would have shown, as particularly vulnerable, would have shown the same general values, I would have thought. Maybe I'm resulting a little bit, and they're a bit unlucky, but it's undignified to get to 3-no trumps with that diamond stopper.
Also unsuccessful.
Two clubs was a multicoloured opening of some sort, a weak 2 in diamonds or 4-5 in the majors, or a strong balanced hand.
I think specifically 5 plus hearts and 4 plus spades, yeah? With the both majors option. This has been a great stretch for the very powerful Netherlands squad. They've picked up a ton of imps in the last 8 boards.
Not often you see distributional 12 counts passed. North's pass was probably didn't like his rebid situation if he opens 1 club and his partner bids 1 spade, something like that, so he decided to pass it, but pretty unusual.
Don't worry, Bill, I won't be passing that hand.
No, you'd open a strong 2 clubs, I suspect.
You know perfectly well I'd open a 10 to 13 2 clubs. Interesting choice by Wijs here to bid 2 spades in the face of what must surely be 4 spades and 5 hearts announced by Einarsson.
Kind of trusting his partners take out double of 2 diamonds without worrying too much about the 4-card spade suit on his right. But yeah, good point.
And he's right not to worry about South spade suit. It's not going to come close to taking a trick. Well, sorry, he'll get a rough, but otherwise no. Heart continuation is a good choice by Einarsson. He's trying to shorten West's trumps, and that will reduce perhaps the risk of his spades being picked up by finesse. In practice, Wijs has a variety of ways to play this, and being forced to rough is a long way from his worst nightmare. Now I think king of clubs, ace of clubs, ruff of club, big diamond, and I guess Jorgensen's best exit then would be trump. If he tries the cute diamond exit from there, then Wijs can ruff high and dummy, ruff the last heart with the queen of spades, and play a diamond ruffing with a 2 and end play Einarsson.
West is playing mind games with the defence here. He knows his 9 of spades still potentially going to take a club ruff, because North has no spades, and he knows this.
Well, for reasons best known to themselves, the Netherlands sailed into 4 spades under their own steam in the closed room, and sailed 4 off undoubled. It's a very strange result.
I guess each thought the other guy had a much better hand than he actually held.
But how could West not double? Did his partner not open the bidding?
His partner did open the bidding, Roland. I agree with you. 2 bullets, the partner opens the bidding. The opponents are just asking to be doubled.
Stealing you blind if you don't double them.
So this will break the run for Iceland. Be nice for them to get some imps on the board. Feel like they've changed the momentum perhaps.
Another squeeze for the pop.
Yeah, this one of course is relevant. I wonder if Einarsson threw the Queen of Hearts under the King just to end the misery.
Well, at least it was a miserable plus in this case.
You know, even at 44 inch down, I don't think the Iceland team should be unduly concerned. They should be, you know, cautious, paying attention, all that sort of stuff. But there's still a long road to travel. 81, 82 boards to go, so plenty of time to get those ints back. It's a good time to knuckle down, focus, play your best bridge.
Rather looks like the Dutch have got on the right side of their no-trump ranges here. In the other room, West carried on after 2 hearts, but he was probably opposite, well, let's guess a 14 to 16, one no-trump or something like that. Here with the range of 12 to 15, West wasn't interested.
14 to 16 is exactly right, Bill. That was the no trump in the closed room.
Still a pretty doubtful decision to carry on with the West hand. I don't know what you think about that, but you're not vulnerable. Maybe you might pack it in with 2 hearts when partner doesn't super accept.
I agree. Not worth an invite opposite 14-16. Non-vulnerable.
Michael Courtney has a terribly entertaining theory about pairs. Green against red and pairs. He says you should be aggressive about betting games to protect against 200 from the opponent's part score going down. At first glance, 3 hearts looks like it depends upon the spade guess. But actually what happened was North found his diamond rough to shoot it, declare a guess spade's right to go 1 off. Here North-South could have put Wijs to the spade guess to make 2 hearts but on a similar defence, but haven't pursued that line of defence.
The Professor would probably have got that right, with North showing up with the King, Queen of Hearts, and what looks like the Queen, Jack of Clubs, and having passed in third seat. So I'm going to predict that he'll make an over-trick in this contract. Maybe.
Courage of your convictions there, Bill.
No convictions whatsoever.
I
was just thinking that Declare is a little bit shortened in the trump department with the trumps 4-1, so possibly he can't get the spades right.
With the heart coming back, yeah.
Well, he can draw the last trump here and knock out the diamond and have 8 totally safe tricks, but I think that leaves South with the club winner and the ace of spades. So, final board of the round coming up, and I just like to take the opportunity to thank our excellent operator Bob Driver, whom no doubt has enjoyed the set thoroughly. Thanks also to my co-commentators, Roland and Ben, and to the written commentators, Venki, Jarp and David. I think the next set starts in around about an hour's time.
And of course, thank you to Bill.
And the good news for me is that I haven't been forced to go to the partnership because of Ben's comments, and he hopefully has this likewise scenario. We don't seem to have disagreed too badly on any of these hands. It's always a risk.
Especially in public where there's evidence.
Do you agree with Michael there? Would you prefer to overcall one spade and bid hearts later with 6-5? With a good hand and 5-6, I would Michelson and bid hearts later.
I like Michaels with this hand. I think spade suit is only approximately as good as a 5-card suit, so I think getting both suits on the table is the right plan.
Well, as you know, I tend to not worry about the strengths and I just Michaels blindly. So yeah, I'll go along with it here. But the point about the weakish spades is really important. I think if the spades are a lot stronger, like ace, queen, sixth, and queen to 5 hearts, then if you're going to Michaels, you're going to have to commit to bidding spades later, which could be very uncomfortable. So you might seriously consider a 1-spade overcall in that scenario.
Very cool 4-spade bid by Einarsson. Maybe the agreement is that Michaels is a strong thing, but Einarsson has looked at his 2 key cards and said, gold!
Probably wants to get his claws on this contract if North will let him. I suspect North won't let him. This is the potential payoff of that four spade bid. It has preempted West, who quite reasonably with his good 7-card diamond suit is not prepared to defend four spades.
How often, when you bid on in this situation with a north hand, do you find partner had a mother load of trumps in defence?
Yeah, it's definitely a risk because diamonds is not a supported suit, partner could have a lot of diamonds. But you know, you've got to sympathise with North's bid there of 5 spades, and I suspect he's going to pick up 5 imps for it anyway. The 6th spade and the void diamond. Sometimes you've just got to have the courage of your convictions and bid on.
Sure. You've got a very good hand in the situation. Even if partner's got a lot of diamonds, they're not going to be great diamonds. And partner's cards are in fact gold, and the hand breaks well.
As we see, club lead wouldn't have helped the defence here. West would just have ruffed with a natural trump trick. There's no way declarer can get trumps wrong after this.
Well, Roland, could you decide to cross to the board and put the Queen of Spades on the table, hoping to pin Jack X? Maybe the guy with a singleton and King X of trumps would say, I've got a trump trick. Nah, he's got the King X of spades under the spades, so he wouldn't think like that.
Exactly. It's a hot favourite to have the King of Spades.
But full marks to Einarsson here. As Ben said, that 4 spades was a very cool bid, and one way or another it picked up imps. It could have been perhaps more imps if his partner had allowed him to double 5 diamonds, but the 5 imps here is well deserved because he changed the whole tempo of the auction and attracted the double.
He'll be busy calculating.
Go ahead.
I was just thinking that Iceland will be thinking about 4-2 heart breaks, 3-1 spade breaks, so he doesn't know yet that the hand is completely friendly, but he'll work his way through it. I think he will struggle to find a way to go down.
Almost 90 imps swapped this set, so we can't complain that the boards were dull. There was virtually no dull boards there at all.
Of course, sometimes you generate your own excitement, which I think Einarsson has done here, to his credit.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, boy.
He struggled to find a way to go down, but he succeeded.
I feel sorry for Einarsson. You know, he's done several good things on this board, but finished with one poor thing, and it's cost him.
Now he'll even lose to the jack of spades.
Really not sure what he was thinking. He tried to squash the singleton jack of spades with West, and yet West has opened and doubled, bid 5 diamonds and doubled 5 spades. Didn't seem hard to place him with the king of spades.
He was lucky not to get a diamond over off and go 2 off.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a happy ending for Iceland. Thank you, everyone. See you later. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye all.